Hey there, dear YouTube audience, and welcome to a special Ravenswatch video. We're going through the recent update for Ravenswatch, the Fall of Avalon version 0.17.00. Here we go. Because goddamn, this is as it says right here on the Steam store page, this one is a major update. A lot of shit has been changed, added, and stuff like that. I mean, I can just show you. This is the patch. This is like these are the patch notes. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, it's gonna be something. I'm gonna go through everything. And yeah, just, give you my couple of cents about this. Before we get into this madness, however, I just wanted to let you know about, like, future Ravenswatch videos from yours truly. As you know, I'm terribly addicted to this game, so I have been recording this shit in bulk, and I have a little bit of an upload schedule, so I have videos every single day, in the best case scenario. So, this update has been out since April? Yeah, April 22nd, so a couple of days ago. However, as I said, I record in bulk. So, I have recorded up to 38 parts or episodes of Ravenswatch. That means all videos from Ravenswatch that you're gonna see from me up until June 7th, not kidding, are gonna be on the previous patch. Okay? So, just to let you know, I'm gonna sprinkle in some Fall of Avalon things in between. Obviously, I'm also gonna stream Ravenswatch a little bit. Just so I'm not, lagging behind too far. Just to let you know, because they're gonna be like, okay, it's June, how in the fuck is this still on the previous patch? That's why. So, however, let's get into this. We have right here the Ravenswatch patch note, Fall of Avalon version 0.17.00. Greetings, Ravens! The Fall of Avalon update is now live on Steam. For everyone to enjoy, this major update brings the third chapter to Ravenswatch Avalon, as well as the highly anticipated custom game modes. Check the patch notes below for the details on the Fall of Avalon update. We're gonna get into the game also to check it out in-game. From the stuff that we can, obviously. Pastec Games is beyond excited to release this new milestone in the development of Ravenswatch in early access. We are not done yet with early access, as the team will now focus on version 1.0. A big step for the game and us. You can check our updated roadmap below for some more details on that. Also, as this is going to be a lot of stuff, like everything, if you want to skip to something specific, forgot to mention that, it's going to be in the description below, obviously. We are already planning the after as well, with post-launch support for Ravenswatch. More information on that as we get closer to the final release. In the meantime, yeah, that's the update. We don't need the trailer. So, here we go. We have a too long didn't read kind of stuff. We have this little bird icon, which means these are community edition suggestions and reports. So they're also going to put that in. Because we know our patch note, our lengthy ones, and you probably just want to play, here's a too long didn't read summary just for you. I don't think we need that because we're going to go over anything anyways. So, let's see. Missing localization, doesn't matter. Difficulty progression has been reset following the addition of Chapter 3 Avalon. With a whole new chapter to explore, we think it's important to relearn the difficulty curve of going through the full experience of a run. Collection badges are also reset to reflect the increased challenge of the 3 chapters. We believe this is the final reset of difficulty progression and completion badges. So, yeah, that is the thing. Before I recorded this, it's April 27th. I just have been able, everything is reset. All of the items that you found, all of the talents that you have, all of the difficulties that you've unlocked, with the biggest one obviously being Nightmare. That has all been swiped, so you're starting at the first difficulty, and you don't have to go through each difficulty with every hero, doesn't matter. You just go for, you beat the game on the first difficulty, then you unlock the second, then you unlock the third, and then you unlock the fourth for everyone. I also can say that goddamn the difficulty curve got insane. It's goddamn hard, especially the last boss. But once we learn how he works, and I get to, know him a little bit better on the personal level, it's gonna be easier, I guess. So here we have it, new chapter. It is obviously the biggest thing that they have added with this one. Avalon. Like now we have 3 biomes. The first one, which name I don't even know actually. Second one, Storm Islands. And now we have the third biome, which is Avalon. Here we go. A new map in a new location. The gates of Avalon are opening. Make your way into the abandoned castle and defeat the Nightmares invasion. After Chapter 2, continue your journey to Chapter 3, allowing you to reach level 10 and beyond. Runs are now 60 plus minutes long with the addition of Chapter 3. Yeah, they have been around that time frame, like 45 to 50 minutes, depending on how terrible or good the run went. One new themed quest. Help Morgan defeat the Headless Horseman, Dullahan. That's the thing, like, with the trailer, many people thought, oh my god, it's not gonna be like the new hero that we're gonna be able to play as, the Headless Horseman. Sadly not. He's basically a mini-boss. Like, in the first biome, you obviously have, as the quest, the additional one that you can do is the 3 piggies. Obviously, straw, wood, or stone, with stone being the best one, in my opinion. Then wood, and then, yeah, hay or straw being the worst. Second was Sindbad, basically, and third now is Morgan, which I don't even know where that is from. But I know the Headless Horseman, obviously. That quest is kind of cool. Has 2 stages also, but we're gonna get into that when we play. We have 10 plus new enemies. I think they are all restricted to that specific biome. I haven't seen them in any other ones. If they add like looping, like they did in Risk of Rain 2 soon, that would be kind of interesting. However, we have wolves, Timberwolf, Direwolf, and Alpha Wolf. We have gargoyles, Bestial Gargoyle, Fire Gargoyle, and Blood Gargoyle. We have witches, Young Witch, Crone Witch, and Broom Witch. We have knights, Sword Knight, Spear Knight, Mage Knight, and skeletons. We have one new mini-boss challenge, the Boss Coven. I haven't even seen it, actually. Yeah, with the second biome, it's the giant crab. And the first one, yeah, it's like the guy that spits the fucking bile thing. Yeah. Haven't actually played against him yet. And we have one new Master Nightmare, the Claws Master Nightmare. I fucking hate that guy with a fucking passion. If you don't have iframes or don't know that's the thing, you know? I always say that you need to know your iframes of every hero that you play as. This guy, yeah, if you don't know your iframes, you're kind of fucked, pretty much. We now also have custom game modes, which has been a community suggestion. You can create customizable runs with selectable positive or negative modifiers. Increase or decrease the difficulty of runs with modifiers. A score modifier is applied to reflect your choice of modifiers. We're gonna take a look at that. We now have challenges. 5 pre-made challenges are available, which is basically just with all the applicable things. But we're gonna see that. And they also added rerolls to the game. Stars of Fate have been added, and Stars of Fate will let you reroll talents, magical objects, as well as rewards at the Grimoires and the Wishing Well. You get 3 Stars of Fate at the start of a run, pictured by a shooting star, that symbol. More Stars of Fate can be obtained during a run. Let's take a look at that. Alright, I'm working with like 2 different recording softwares here. I told you there's gonna be a big one. So, now when we open the game, you see this right here. We have modifiers. If you click on Customize, you have like a couple of challenges that they have added here, which is Untouchable, Black Moon, Power of the Sun, Adrenaline, and Terra Incognita. You see the score modifier that you get from picking them. The more negative traits you have, the more score you get, basically. And we can just go on custom mode, and these are all the things that we can basically include. So if I want to show you a specific talent for a hero, I think we can do that now. We have, just getting over that, for custom modes we have, we can add Light Feet. Dash has a very small cooldown, which is pretty cool. Living the Dream, heroes start their adventure with 500 Dream Shards. We have plus 50% XP gains. That kind of, you know, what's the word? Levels out the minus XP gain that you get from higher difficulties, which is kind of cool, because that is like my main gripe, that I don't like playing on Nightmare, because you get no XP. It kind of sucks. We have Solid Heroes. Heroes have plus 100% max health. We have Explorer, no countdown before the Master Nightmare awakens. Many people actually said that they wanted to have no timer so they can explore the entirety of the map. With this one, you can. We have Legacy. Heroes start with their adventure with a choice of legendary object. Awesome. We have Hyperactive Hero have 1 extra power, special, and defense charge. There is also now an item that does that. We have Rain of Stars. The first reroll for any choice is free. For any choice. Eternal Sun, play only during the day, so it never turns night. Which... yeah, I mean, for enemies, that basically is like shit. But not for... oh yeah, we only have play only at night. Which is good, actually, for Scarlet. So you either only play in human mode or you only play in werewolf mode, so you don't have to go for the transform thing. We have single chapter, play a single random chapter. Random. Alright, it's gonna be interesting. We have invigorating, and then those are all the positive ones that you can check. And you'll also see down here how easy it makes the game for you or how hard it makes the game for you. So depending on that, you get either less or more like score, as you see on the bottom right here. Now, for the minus or the negative traits, we have Invigorating Death. Enemies heal other nearby enemies when they die. We have Inflation plus 100% to all Dream Shard costs. We have Lack of Inspiration. 1 offers less for each choice of talent or reward. We have Dried Up Fountains. Healing fountains are empty. Well, that's great. Corruption. All enemies are corrupted. Ice Cube, everything's corrupt. We have Disease. Heroes healing reduced by 50%. We have Bloodlust. Heroes lose HP equal to 1% of their max health when not in combat. Okay. Angry Birds. Heroes start with no Raven Feather and none can be recovered. Yeah, that's hardcore mode. Jesus. Shadowy Fog. The map is not displayed and cannot be used. Well, you just remember where everything... oh, wait, you can't teleport then either. Oh, boy. Oppressive Nightmare. 1 fewer cycles before the Nightmare awakens. So, faster enemies, or faster boss fight, basically. And we have Berserker Foes. All enemies deal more damage the less health they have. Up to plus 50%. So, yeah, if you have mass AoE, that can be good because you kill them faster. But it can also be bad because they also can kill you faster now. So that is the custom mode that they have added all of the plus and minus ones. Obviously, as they mentioned, you also have challenges. Which you can also access by... let me go back real quick by just clicking on Customize here. For instance, they have Untouchable, which gives you just Light Feet. Dash has a very small cooldown, but you also have the 2 negative traits. Hero Healing reduced by 50%, and all enemies deal more damage the less health they have, up to 50%. So that's just... you can also see down here, basically, when you completed the challenge, I think you can select which... or can you? I don't know. I don't know if you can also just go for which difficulty you want to play. I guess you can, yeah. Because obviously, yeah, you can. Because it says right here, highest difficulty completed. So if you played it on Nightmare, obviously then it would display the Nightmare here. So that's another thing of basically keeping the game fresh. I don't know if that has been a thing before, but you also see like now how many Raven Feathers you start with in each difficulty. Which is also pretty nice, obviously. You have also the minus XP gain, and here, like, the full XP gain, obviously, for this one. So that... I don't think that has been changed. So, let's go back to the patch notes. Okay, let's move on. We have magical objects, content, and adjustments. So, that's a big one. Pause. So, general. Super effects. Magical objects now have a super effects that can be triggered if a collection is complete. A collection is a specific number of identical magical objects found in your inventory. So for a common, you need 5 identical magical objects for a complete collection. You have rare, which is 4 identical magical objects for a complete collection. Or epic, 3 identical magical objects for a complete collection. Legendary or cursed don't have a super effect as they are unique. Meta is now magical objects are now all unlocked by default and are not part of the meta progression. Effects and super effects are hidden until equipped or discovered during a game. Let's check that out. So it sounded a little bit more complicated than it actually is, but when you see it, it kind of makes sense. So basically, what I managed to acquire it on was for Voodoo Doll right here. Now for a common object, we need 5 times... for instance, we need 5 Voodoo Dolls. If we have that, we complete it and they get a special thing. For Voodoo Doll, obviously, that deal plus 10% damage to bosses. When you have that 5 times, obviously, you deal 50% damage to bosses. Or plus 50% damage to bosses. And when you manage to get that 5 times, it also procs a super effect, which is any damage kills bosses once they have less than 5% health. That is for every single common, rare, and epic trait. You see this for epic, we need 3. For instance, we have Raven Skull right here. If I have that 3 times, I get the reduced defense cooldown by 20% for every 3 of those stacks. And if I have that epic object 3 times, then I also get unlock and I get the super bonus special effect that this has. I think, however, that is not like it only deals plus 10% damage to bosses each, and I think I need for every one I need this thing 5 times to get the super special effect. I don't think I have the super special effect by default, you know. And now you can also see like the little icons that you also have on your. Let me show you that. For instance, with Snow Queen. You know you have these, or not actually, because I haven't finished a run with her yet, but I have with Scarlet. You see these little icons right here? When you complete a run with Nightmare, you get like the little Nightmare icon over the talent, or over the talent that you chose. You know, so you beat the run with this specific talent on Nightmare. That is now also applied for magical objects. So now, you see, I played with this in, I think, the easiest difficulty and stuff like that. Legendary things, obviously, you can't upgrade them. However, you can upgrade, obviously, common, rare, and epic objects. Again, you need 3. 3 of Raven Eye, for instance. You get the 3 effects from Raven Eye, plus the additional super effect that this has when you have the collection completed. Which is pretty good. Another thing, basically, for you to grind towards. And it goes for every single object in the game. Obviously, we have to also get the items in order to have them revealed here. But, you know, that was it from the get-go. So, that is it for magical objects and the upgrade for that. I figured I can just stay in this because next up, we're actually going into specific hero adjustments and also additions. Before we go into the general hero content and adjustments, so the general adjustments are upgrade your ultimate ability with final talents. Now available. We see them down here, and we're gonna go through each and every one in a second. They changed something major again, which is a community suggestion. All 4 starting talents are now available to choose from at the start of a run. Also, I think that was for a couple of characters. You had, I think they had like 1 additional starting ability here. That has been vanished now, so maybe they're gonna have another one in an upcoming shits. Maybe not. However, the thing is, you load up into a game, you select your starting ability, you can choose between each and every one. You don't have to choose between 2 specific ones, and if you don't have it, you have to restart. No, you can choose which one you want. The thing that many people said then is, well, people are just gonna go for one specific one because it's just the best one. But the thing is, not true actually. Because, you know, sometimes I would say Shapeshifter is the best thing. However, I became a really big fan of Shadow Strikes if you just add in critical strikes. You're gonna see that in a specific run soon. So sometimes you might just think, okay, I'm just gonna go for major crit damage, or try to go for major crit damage with this run. So I'm gonna go for Shadow Strikes, or I'm just gonna go for Shapeshifter because, you know, that eliminates the whole thing of, or I have like more control over it, obviously. And I can go into a more favorable, like sometimes human version is better, sometimes werewolf version is better, so I have more shit about that. Or I just go for a power build and go for Devourer, stuff like that. So now you can choose your starting talents. All 4 of them are available at start, and you can just go, and you don't have to restart every single time. And I think the whole restarting thing was really bad, obviously, for multiplayer. So now you don't have to do that anymore. Now, also a general change is you can now reach level 10 and beyond in runs. Levels beyond 10 continue to scale attack damage and health points. The thing is, you can only choose upgrades, like you can only get talents up until level 10. You know, you can still only choose between 2 for every level. However, when you reach level 10, you get to upgrade your ultimate with one of the two, depending on which one you chose. And then, when you reach level 11, you don't get to choose between two other talents. You just get, like, stats, basically. Also, Dash UI has been reworked to welcome the possibility of having multiple charges, you know, having multiple dashes. When an arrow or multiple arrows is displayed... Wait, when an arrow or multiple arrows is displayed, a dash is available, right? So now you know you have this little dash icon next to your, I think it was your health bar, and that basically shows you dash is available. If you took an item or upgrade that gives you another dash, then now you have 2 arrows. If you had 3, you probably have 3 arrows, so they fill up one after another, so you can see how many dashes are actually available to you at that time. So, hero-specific upgrades, here we go. Scarlet. We have 2 final talents, Fiery Maw and Bone Cracker, and 1 new standard talent. Every hero has 2 final talents and 1 additional standard talent. Let's check at that first. Actually, no, we're gonna amp up the thing because every hero also got an adjustment. For Scarlet, Savagery, which is this one. Savagery timer is now frozen during the trait passive transformation, aka when you transform from werewolf to human or human to werewolf. You would lose all your savagery stacks because you can't attack during that time frame, so that timer is now frozen, so you don't lose all your stacks. Pretty good. Which was a community suggestion, and another one is Fan of Spikes will... Oh, yes. Fan of Spikes will now only trigger when Scarlet is in combat. Awesome. So that was also a community suggestion, because the thing is, Fan of Knives is Fan of Spikes, this one, if you don't know. Obviously, there was the big problem, because every time I took this, it's fucking awesome, I love it. But, as it says, when in combat, Dash consumes a combo point to send 4 spikes, with each one dealing 100% attack damage to enemies hit. That always also procced when you were outside of combat, so you would just lose the Fan of Spikes, because... even though you're not in combat, but you just wanted to dash because, you know, you get through the map faster. So that is a really good... That is a really good upgrade, or adjustment. Transformation with Shapeshifter talent, which is this one, now grants an intangibility window instead of an invincibility window. So that's more... you know, makes more sense because the game doesn't really have invincibility. Scarlet was the only one that had that during that time frame, so now she's not invincible, she's now... intangible, which actually also means... doesn't that mean that... you know the one-hit KO that the first boss has? Doesn't that kill her now? If she's not invincible anymore? Because when you use... Grandma's Souvenir right here, you are intangible, but when you are intangible, you still get one shot. Also by the big giant trees. I don't know if that's... well, that has to be tested out. I'm not sure. That would be actually pretty fucking bad. But you know, that more things of, you know, actually knowing where you are, so... Alright. New talents, however. We have, for Scarlet, Evisceration. Love it. Let's see. Each combo point spent by Power, which we use every single time. Power obviously being Swift Strike or... what was it? Like the bite attack from the werewolf, which should be possible to display here. Actually, can you switch them? No, you can't, so... But yeah, so each combo point spent by Power applies 8% damage dealt in the form of Bleed. So a new mechanic. Bleed, probably a little bit like Poison in other games, I would assume. So just damage over time. Depends on how long that procs, but that sounds pretty good. And now the big upgrade, obviously. We have the final talents. Obviously, for Scarlet, you have basically 4. You have Hunter's Souvenir or Mentos Breath for... good old werewolf, or the better one, Grandma's Souvenir / Devour. Again, it kind of sucks that you can't see the werewolf upgrades. However, the thing is, when you are at level 10, you get to choose your... You can upgrade your final ability. The thing is, I see right here, these 2 will be in an upcoming update. So now, when you, let's say you chose Hunter's Souvenir right here, right? Then you would only be able to pick Fiery Maw, because Fiery Maw upgrades Hunter's Souvenir / Mentos Breath. Grandmother's Souvenir, that upgrade is Bone Cracker. So what I assume with these 2 is that you get to choose between... like, when you choose Hunter's Souvenir, you can choose between Fiery Maw and probably soon another one, you know? But yeah, Hunter Souvenir, obviously. Shoot with a shotgun, dealing 250 damage in a white cone, stores 2 charges. I never picked this. With the Werewolf, you basically have a Mentos Breath, aka you deal damage in a cone in front of you for 5 seconds and you're stationary. That's why it's kind of bad. The upgrade would be Fiery Maw. Ultimate gains plus 30% range, deals plus 20% damage, and applies Ignite to enemies hit. That's kind of sick, actually. So it goes for both, I guess. For the Mentos Breath and for Hunter's Souvenir. Okay, and obviously, as you see, this green little number, you can upgrade your ultimate final trait or final talent as well, which is pretty fucking amazing. When you pick Grandmother's Souvenir, which is throw a pinch of ashes that creates a clouded area lasting 8 seconds. During this time, all heroes standing in the area of the effect are intangible, or which is Devour with the werewolf. You just eat an enemy. Doesn't work on bosses, obviously. Which then turns into Bone, or you can upgrade that with Bone Cracker. As a human, Ash Cloud deals 20 damage per second to enemies inside. Love that one, because now it also deals damage, and you're not just intangible, so even more damage over time. And as the wolf form, devouring an enemy causes it to explode, dealing 40 to 120 area damage, depending on its size. So the bigger it is, the more explosion damage it does. Lovely. Loving it. Loving it. So those are the upgrades for Scarlet. Let's go on to one of my new best friends, good old Piperino. So, for the adjustments, reviewed the Invasive Blast talent, which is Invasive. Where is it? Wait, was Invasive? No, that's Acoustic. What the fuck? Reviewed Invasive and known as... Oh, yeah. That one, Invasive Blast, yeah. Reviewed Invasive Blast, that's a community suggestion. Talent, it now spawns a given amount of rats if defense hits at least one enemy. Okay, so you just have to... I don't know how it worked previously, to be honest. I guess, like, the more you hit, the more rats would spawn. So now... It now spawns a given amount of rats if defense hits at least one enemy. So yeah, it doesn't matter how many enemies you hit, you always get 4, or if you upgrade, obviously more rats when you hit at least one enemy with it. Okay. And ghost nodes now ignore scenery collisions before exploding. Lovely. Ghost nodes, obviously this one, for every 10 nodes played, a ghost node is sent towards the nearest enemy, dealing 20 area damage. They kind of arc around a little bit, so it can happen that when you are in a corner or somewhere, that obviously the ghost node doesn't hit because it collides with, like, the wall or something. So that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. However, what did he get now? He got one new standard talent, which is Forzando. All right, which is this one. Special trigger, hold on, is obviously Fortissimo. More upgrades for this, lovely. Special triggers an implosive defense, pulling enemies inwards. So it triggers Acoustic Blast, but it doesn't push them away. It pulls them in. Love it. With its rage increased by 20%. That is sick. That is fucking awesome. Because now you can use Forzando. You can use your... Wait. Special... Yeah. It triggers it automatically. So you just put it down, enemies get sucked in, and then obviously when you have Stimulant Bites, when rats don't die in the special thing, my god, this is awesome. And then you go for the for Freezing Trap for the Freezing Trap for the starting talent, so they are slowed and like chilled inside, and then they can't get out. God damn, this is sick. Okay, I'm loving it even more now. Let's check out the the final abilities. Maybe Plague of Rats is not as bad now. For Unchained Melody, we have Jig. Dash sends 4 ultimate nodes to nearby enemies. I played with this one, yeah. Which is kind of weird, because this one doesn't directly upgrade your ultimate, but it upgrades your dash to summon a part of your ultimate, which is kind of cool. Okay. But actually, yeah, because the thing is, like, with him, he deals... like, his damage is a problem. So that kind of mitigates it, because now when you dash, not only do you have mobility, obviously, but you also deal damage with it, which is good. If you combine it with Vajra, the one, like, when you dash through enemies, it deals damage, that can be sick. Let's see what Plague of Rats got. We got Vermin Massacre. When ultimate is channeled to completion, the swarm... Oh! Yes! Dude, the swarm of rats explodes, dealing 200 area damage. Basically, explosive rats. But on steroids, because... How many do you... I don't know, it's like a swarm of rats. I don't know how many there are, but there are a lot. They explode when... I mean, yeah, okay, you have to stand still, obviously, because it's a channeling ability, so that's kind of a problem. However, damn, I'm gonna fucking play with this. This is fucking awesome. Shit. Alright, then. Pied Piper now a force to be reckoned with. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. Jesus. Okay. Next up, we have... Beowulf. One of the characters that I actually managed to beat Nightmare with previously. The adjustment, which is a... sorry. Community suggestion. Sparkling Shield, which is, I guess, the best one. Right here. Sparkling Shields reflects damage reduced. Okay, this is a community suggestion. They wanted Sparkling Shield to be nerfed. This community is batshit crazy. So, it has been reduced. Before, it was 200, 250, 300, 350%. Now, oh my god. Now it's 120%, 150, 180, and 210. They nerfed the shit out of this. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, the game is harder with him now. Pause. Also, fixed Scorched Earth. Damage is now properly scaled with power damage. Scorched Earth? Wait. Was it one of these? I think it is. Ah, yeah. Yeah, okay. So it now properly scales with power damage. Okay. Yeah, power obviously being the best ability that he has, Shockwave. Now, he has a new ability. New standard talent. Breath of Fire. I played with that. It sounds good, but it's actually not that good if you ask me. It's this one right here. Worm breathes a cone of fire during attack finisher. AKA, you know, he attacks 3 times, and during the last attack, he breathes fire in front of you, dealing 200% damage and applying Ignite to enemies hit. It sounds better than it actually is. And obviously, he has 2 final talents. Emulation. I fucking love this icon. And Volcanic Rage. So the upgrade for Dragonflight is Immolation. During Ultimate, Beowulf deals 40 damage per second to nearby enemies, and all abilities function, as if they were worm-empowered. The thing is, before, when you use Dragonflight, obviously the dragon takes off and flies around and breathes fire. Sorry. You couldn't use your trait, Lost Worm, because he's already, you know, flying around. But now, every one of your abilities that you use are automatically empowered by the worm. Sick. Okay. And now Raging Chain now has Volcanic Rage. Each ultimate fireball throws 4 fiery rocks into the surrounding area, dealing 50% damage each. You can scale this up when you level up the the trait. You can go more damage, but you can go more fiery rocks. Shit. Like, obviously, like, both ultimates are awesome. Dragonflight and Raging Chain, even though I think before I was like, Dragonflight is better. Now I'm kind of like, Raging Chain is better, but I played with Raging Chain and obviously Volcanic Rage. This is something. This is definitely something. This gives you even more AoE than he had previously before. Like, goddamn, son. Okay. Next up, one of everyone's favorite, good old Queen. Snow Queen. She probably gets nerfed because, goddamn, her fucking ultimate Snowstorm is probably gonna get nerfed here. Let's see. Freezing Stars now detonate instead of vanish. Let's see. Freezing Stars, I think, was... I thought it was this. Freezing stars now detonate. Oh, this one. Oh, this one. Ah, yeah. I never take this because I kind of hated it. Dash leaves behind an ice star that explodes due to a shattering effect or after 10 seconds. The ice star explosion deals 32 area damage and inflicts shield on enemies hit. So, freezing stars now detonate instead of vanish. When their lifetime expires, reduced lifetime to 10 seconds from 15 seconds. So that's a buff. Way better. That was a community suggestion. Now from the developers. Fixed defense, it now correctly applies damage multiple times to the same target, even if the Snow Queen stays within the enemy hurt box. Which is... okay, yeah, because when you wanted to damage the same enemy multiple times, you had to go out and then go in, because you had to go out of the hitbox and then go in again, so now it just... Maybe it should just functions like a machine gun now with that. That would be awesome. And fixed protective crow. I think they mean crown. No, wait, that was frost crown what I mean. Protective crow? It is protective crown. They just fucked it up in the patch notes. Well, it's alright. Fixed protective crown and ice shield. Which is... What do I mean ice core? Wait, no. She doesn't have ice shield, does she? Oh, she does. Okay. Fixed protective crown and ice shield. Shields that would override themselves. Okay, so now they basically both apply. So you have ice shield. When you have those two traits, ice shield and protective crown now give you shield like each. They don't override themselves. Alright. New ability. Snowball. I played with this. This is kind of insane. Power sends a snowball that deals 20 damage per second to enemies in its path and inflicts them with chilled. Literally just a snowball drops. Eat like a big one. Pause. Each enemy hit reduces the size and damage of the snowball by 12%, obviously. Really good one. Loving it. That's also another upgrade, obviously, to Frost Blast. And now we have, obviously, the upgrade. Fucking love this icon again. Royal Ray. Frost Ray gets the Royal Ray upgrade. Ultimate triggers trait, which is your Ice Crown. There we were. And it start and deals plus 8% damage for each shattered enemy up to 40%. More damage for the Frost Ray. Okay, so it kind of makes sense to maybe go for it. Let's see how this one works. Now, they didn't actually nerf Snowstorm, which I was really sure that they would. Each time, obviously Snowstorm, you get Rending Storm, the upgrade. Each time the Snow Queen casts trait, power, or special, so either Snow Crown, Frost Blast, or Ice Shards, not defense sadly, within the ultimate zone, the storm unleashes a burst dealing 20 damage. Yeah, why in the fuck would you go for Royal Ray, or for fucking Frost Ray then? This is just fucking... Rending Storm just makes Snowstorm even more OP. This is... Okay. I'm fucking taking this. Sure. Okay. Snow Queen. Definitely something to behold. Even more insane than she was previously. Let's go over to Aladdin. Or Aladdin. For him, the adjustments were Jinya's Gift, which is... the starting talent. Jinya's Gift changed formula for chances to get better talents. It is now more effective and accurate. Oh yeah, I never play with this, so yeah. But maybe I will now. Future talents have a plus 50% chance of being rare or a buff. So buffed right away. Sure. Okay. We have a Dream Scimitar change. Love that one. Doesn't proc anymore during Master Night... Dream Scimitars doesn't proc anymore during Master Nightmare fights. That was a community suggestion. Why is everyone making this game harder? I mean, it's not harder, it's just more convenient that you get damage by using your scimitars on the Master Nightmare, obviously. But now you don't get money from him anymore. For fuck's sake, the fucking community, man. Consumables dropped from... Oh, god damn it, yeah. I noticed that when I played him today. Obviously, at the beginning, you have your trade Jinya of the Lamp. And when you use it for special, You get 15 to 25 dream shards and 1 consumable. So, that consumable has been changed. Consumables dropped from special wishes now offer a choice between 2 instead of 3. Granted, that was from the devs, not from the community. Okay. So that makes them... That's a nerf, definitely. And an air dash fix, which is... Where is it? I love this icon, by the way, for spinning strikes. Where in the hell? Where is it? This one. Yeah. Fix air dash can now properly be changed without any cooldown between the two. Between what? Oh, maybe when you have like double. When you have double. When you have 2 dashes. Okay, yeah, makes sense because they also, you know, changed that you can have. That is displays now how many dashes you can have over your health bar. Okay. So we have 1 new standard talent for him, which is Shard Blades. That's a new one, okay. Let's see. There it is. While enchantment is active on blades, attacks have their range increased by 20% and deal 20% damage. So another buff for having enchantments on your blades. Love it. And we got 2 upgrades, 2 final talents. We have, for Dream Wish, we have Wondrous Wishes. We have all wishes are improved. Oh my god, okay. Power deals plus 50% damage. Special, 40% chance to generate 2 consumables. Defense, a 40% chance, okay. Defense, 100% shield granted. It's pretty good. I think fucking Magikarp is still superior. Let's see, we have Dream Stride. Each time ultimate hits an enemy, Aladdin gains 8 Dream Shards. Ultimate has no cooldown if no enemies are hit, so you can use it literally to traverse the map. I mean, yeah, the Dream Shard thing is kind of because, you know, it is a final upgrade, so you will get it at level 10. So you might not even be able to really use this because your ultimate is on cooldown and then you fight against the Master Nightmare and you have no time to use it again. So yeah, but yeah, it's good, but I think it's a little bit too late. You know what I mean? Because still, you can use you can use Stream Stride to traverse the map to get from one point to another faster, but it's the final talent. I would be like, okay, that you get that little kind of before you fight the last nightmare, so, or the boss. So why not just give it more damage or something like that? You know? So it's a little bit lackluster, I think, a little bit, because this comes a little bit too late. Know what I mean? Okay. Little bit lackluster, but maybe I'm not just seeing the full picture. Melusine, another one of my biggest friends. She didn't get any adjustments because she's perfect. But, obviously, she got another standard talent and 2 final talents. So, for her standard talent, we have Water Bubble, which is this one. They kind of outdid themselves with the icons, didn't they? After Defense, which is this one, the Dive, is triggered, Melusine is surrounded by a bubble for 4 seconds, absorbing damage for 1 hit. That's a big one. The bubble then explodes and deals 60 area damage. The question is she intangible during that time frame to make it more uniform with the other ones? Because if she isn't, if she's invincible literally, then that blocks the 1 shot. But goddamn, that's amazing actually. Bubble explodes and then deals 60 area damage. So yeah, offensive and a great offensive and defensive ability again. And you can upgrade it to have multiple area damage. Good shit. For the final upgrades for the Water Bomb, we have the Vortex Bomb. Ultimate's Water Sphere attracts nearby enemies and deals 40 damage per second to enemies hit. Okay, so they basically just get, you know, sucked into the Vortex Bomb, so you actually hit multiple ones with them. Okay. My favorite one, Wisp Ballet, gets Crescendo. While Ultimate is channeled, Melusine gradually summons up to 3 or more additional Wisps. So you start with 6 autonomous Wisps. You get 3 additional ones, so it's 9, and you can upgrade that, I think, 3 times. And I think it's 3 per level, so you get like up to 15 or 18 Wisps Fuck yeah. Okay. I definitely love that one. Good shit. Next up, Geppetto. He did get adjustments. Lightning Rod Dummies, which is this talent here, now triggers lightning strikes after between 2 and 2.5 seconds instead of 0.5 or 1 second. Base damage set to 28 from 20, which can be upgradable. So more damage, but it triggers later. Okay. Magical object drops generated from Flash of Genius, which I never used. Flash of Genius, there it is. Ah, yeah. Instantly create one random magical object. Yeah. Let's see. Magical object drops generated from Flash of Genius now offer choice among 2 objects instead of no choice. So you get to choose, okay. Slightly reduced recovery time of nailing strikes last attack. Which, yeah, no one should ever get, I think. Talents. We have explosive builds as an upgrade now, which is this one. When built by trait, which is obviously the dummy. When built by trait, dummies emit a blast, dealing 40 area damage. I can get behind that. And for the 2 final talents, let's see if they make Mecha Puppet kind of viable. We have Bomb Reserve. When in combat, the Mecha Puppet sends a bomb around itself every 1 second, dealing 40 area damage. He lasts for 40 seconds. Cooldown of 90 seconds. Deals 77 damage. Can be upgraded. Okay. Okay. And Overclock, let's see. After a dummy is displaced by power, which is obviously your uppercut, which you should do every single time, it activates the overclock effect of the ultimate for 1 second. Yeah, okay, fucking overclock is still fucking meta. Holy shit! So you just use your uppercut, and then it just uses the ultimate for 1 second, or I guess for every point you put that in, you can have that for up to 3 or 4 seconds. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Overclock, absolutely, yeah. And then you even, like, pair that up with, this one, was it? Like, Magnetic Hammer, you pull them in, shove them to the front, you have the overclock effect on the dummy, yes. Okay, Geppetto, let's fucking go. Lovely. And then, for the last one, we have Sun Wukong. No adjustments here, actually, but we have, obviously, a new standard talent, which is Ohm. I hope that's how you pronounce it. While special, which are your beats, is active. Beats gradually increase their action radius, so they spin faster, up to plus 24% and hit all enemies present in the area. I played with this today. Really, it feels really fucking good. They really like, you know, for you to tinker around with the beats. Like, it seemed like, I mean, that's probably just, you know, not prerogative, I probably just think that, but I mean, for your beats, you have Resonance, which stacks with your beats. You have Mantra of Balance, you have Ohm, you have Ringing Beats, you have Sacred Seal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Not sure about this. Not that one. But those are all abilities, basically, that proc with your beats. They really like to tinker around with it, it seems. Now, for the ultimate upgrades, I think they were a little bit lackluster, if I remember correctly. We have Army of Monkeys for the monkey clones, which I deem superior. Ultimate summons 3 additional clones. So now you have 6, now you have 9. And you probably get 1 per level or 2 when you upgrade it, I would assume. And, or for Transfiguration, you have Perfect Copy. During the ultimate transformation, Sun Wukong can use a random ultimate ability of the hero copied. Transfiguration lasts even longer. Okay, I can get behind that. That seems pretty good, actually. I mean, I played with it once, I think, but the cool thing about that is that, you know, you just get also the ultimate ability, not just the regular talents that the hero has, but also the ultimate. A random ultimate ability, yeah. Well, Geppetto is probably the worst one for that, but okay. Maybe I'm gonna play with Transfiguration then. But even though, you know, like that's the thing, I want to play Sun Wukong and not when I play Sun Wukong, I want to play Sun Wukong and not anyone else. But the thing is, like, obviously when you have monkey clones and you go into your healing stance, then you get more heal. When you get obviously in power stance, you get more damage out. So I like it. All right, let's go into the next little paragraph here. Okay, I'm gonna stay in the game for a little bit because some of the things that they added now, I actually have them uncovered. So, if not, then, you know, they didn't list what the items do, but they added a couple of magical objects. So they added 2 common ones, which is Leprechaun Coin and Green Armor, and I think I found both. Okay, so Leprechaun Coin is +1 Star of Fate. That is the reroll thing. For each reroll performed, you gain +15 Dream Shards. Pretty good. And Green Armor. Armor +2 for each common magical object. So for any of these, basically, you get +2. We have Queen of Hearts card, which is rare, which I haven't found yet. We know Jack of Diamonds gives you more special damage. Ace of Spades gives you attack. Club gives you power damage. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know what Queen of Hearts card does, but maybe I'll find it eventually. For Legendary, we have actually 3 new items. We have Holy Grail. Nope. Nope. But I think I've seen it, actually. We have Raven Effigy. Which... Nope. And... Ring of Dispel. I took it today. I actually took it today, but I forgot what it does. But I remember it was cool. That's the thing. For a cursed item, I haven't found one yet. We have Hungry Grass, Fast Walker Boots, and Baylor's Eye. So those are all the new cursed objects. Now they also reworked some of the already existing objects. We have Goldilocks Porridge, which was absolutely garbage before. I think it wasn't it... when you are on full health, you deal more damage or something like that. I think. They changed it now to Healing Orbs grant strength for 4 seconds, which is definitely better. Still not the best, but obviously it's a common one, so I can get behind it. We have Fairy Dust, which I haven't found yet. Fairy Dust, or was it here? Nope. Nope. Fairy Dust. When taking damage, gain 15 shields. Max every 30 seconds. Okay. We have Eternal Rose, which is this one. After dash, now you gain plus 10% crit chance for 2 seconds. That is good for, basically for Scarlet. I think before this one wasn't it, enemies or the boss gets plus 10% damage for every, like if the enemy is chilled or ignited, they get more damage from that. I think that's what it was before. So that's definitely that's definitely way better. So yeah, as I mentioned, obviously that's going to be really good for Scarlet. Golden Egg has been also changed, which is this one. Each time Dream Shards are consumed, you gain plus 1 damage. Okay, go one, definitely. Oni Mask, which is a cursed object, has been changed to damage plus 20 for each cursed magical object. Vitality minus 10 for each legendary magical object. So minus 10 for each of those here. Minus 10 vitality. But plus 20 damage for each cursed magical object, okay? We have Baba Yaga's Mortar, which I actually found today. I think it was... Oh wait, there's Raven Effigy. Yeah, the legendary one. Well, there we go. Ah, yeah, that one. Fuck yes. Yeah. Okay, but going back, new magical objects. Here we have Raven Effigy. Power, special, and defense gain plus 1 charge. You know, I did the pig quest in the first biome, and then I think I used Stars of Fate to reroll the 3 ones to see if there's anything new or something like that. And I saw Raven Effigy. It gives you plus 1 charge for power, special, and defense. How, like, just like that. this is fucking awesome. Like, obviously, I would go for Nibelungen Ring for pretty much every character because double ultimate is just fucking amazing. But Raven Effigy. Shit, yes. Ah, this is fucking sick. Ring of Dispel. I told you I picked that today. Here we go. Dash applies vulnerable for 3 seconds to enemies hit. Combine that with Vajra. Dash deals plus 40 damage to all enemies passed. Hell yeah. Let's see. Guess I didn't pick Holy Grail. Nope. Well, kinda sucks. But yeah. Anyways, Baba Yaga's Mortar. No wait, that was the cursed one, I think. Baba Yaga's Mortar warns of lethal warns of lethal damage and restores all health instead. Only works once. So basically, when you would die, Baba Yaga's Mortar procs. I don't know why it's a cursed object. It procs, aka you don't die, but it restores all your health instead. So that's a get out of jail free card, basically. We have Mad Hat, which has been reworked to taking damage earns 10% of their value as dream shards. Okay. That's pretty good. So now it's also viable to actually get damaged. Bloody Mary's Mirror. Damage now counts as armor and vice versa. Well, before it transforms all armor into damage, I think. So now instead of armor going to damage, it's now damage to armor. So now it's not a aggressive one, it's a defensive one. Not sure why they changed that. Cauldron of Durnwich. Alright. Vitality plus 100. All healings are reduced by 50%. I remember that. That was a little bit lackluster before, but this one... yeah, before it was like healing orbs don't heal you. Yeah. I think that one was the one where... I took that in one run, where you basically have lifesteal. A really, really minor lifesteal, but healing orbs don't heal you anymore. Now you get plus 100 vitality. Healing orbs still heal you, but they are reduced by 50%. I think that's actually better. I think that's better. I mean, I love lifesteal, but that one was really, really minor. And one magical object got completely removed, and that is Little Thumb Pebbles. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I mentioned, like, Goldilocks Porridge was the one... wait, no. Little Thumb Pebbles, I think, was the one where you get... Was it something with crit? Wasn't that it? It was, like, really, really bad. And I never took it. So, given that I don't even remember what it did, I guess that speaks volumes in how much I'm gonna miss that one. Adjustments. Voodoo Doll. Yeah, which is this one. Extra damage to boss reduced to... Oh, it was 20% before. So now that got nerfed to 10%. But now, you also have the super effect. We have Tamate Bako, which is the one... The slightly open briefcase. You know, you get +1. Like when you open a chest or when you finish the grimoire, you get +1 additional choice. Like instead of 3 objects to choose from, you have 4. This one got changed to now also grants 3 stars of fate, aka rerolls. That's good. We have Water of Life, now also grants +20, +25 vitality, so Water of Life, obviously. Fully heal at the start of each day or night, which is pretty good. But now it also gives you vitality +25% because, or +25. This one is obviously buffed because before no one really took it because it's just like a full heal. So with this one, even like more vitality, who is gonna love this one? Obviously Scarlet, when you take Shapeshifter at the beginning, because you have less max health. And then we have Witch Broom, which I haven't unlocked, pun intended. Extra damage taken reduced to 25%. So before you took 50% extra damage. I guess that's a cursed item because I never really took it. Good. That was it for this one. So I guess we can go out of the game. and go on to general improvements and balancing. Jesus Christ, we're switching like back and forth on the daily. All right, let's see. So we have general improvements and balancing, rewards and economy. Sandman has been changed. Consumables have been replaced by dreams, a new reward type only available at the Sandman's shop. We have 10 dreams available: Star Fragments, Sand of Oblivion, Dream of Power, Dream of Invulnerability, Rapid Shaping, Minor Shaping, Major Shaping, Sand of Knowledge, Grandiose Shaping, and Stand of Enlightenment. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. Not really a fan of those ones, however. Legendary and cursed magical objects can be found at the Sandman's shop. You can find one legendary one and one cursed magical one, all of which are random, obviously. So, which is cool, because now you can basically just buy a legendary thing. I don't know if you can actually use Stars of Fate here to reroll them. I don't think you can. But yeah, you basically can just buy one, and also you don't have to go for like a, because you know, like the cursed objects, to get them is a little bit difficult because it's like only one specific kind where you can actually get them per biome. So now you can also just buy one at the Sandman, which is cool. Prices for upgrading talents have been adjusted to match the new progression with Chapter 3 and the adjustments on the economy of the game. That too. Thing is also, what has been changed for the Sandman is the I don't know if those were consumables. I think they were. Which is basically, you know, plus 5 armor, plus 5 vitality, plus 5 damage, plus 25% crit chance, stuff like that. All of that is gone. They are not, well, they are not at the Sandman anymore. You can still find them, but they are not at the Sandman anymore. All of that has been changed to the ones that you see with the dreams that they listed up here. And obviously with the legendary and cursed magical object, that is a pretty good change. Grimoire of Monsters has been changed. Grimoires now offer flat stats or reward instead of the 3 same offers. So before, obviously, you know, either you get plus a specific amount of dream shards. The more the higher difficulty the grimoire was, the more you obviously got. More either you upgrade 2 to 3 or 4 a talent, 2, 3, or 4 times or something like that, and a random one, or you get XP. The thing with, you know, upgrade, like what the Sandman has now, for instance, instead, like that was at the Grimoire before. Now you can buy it at the Sandman. It has like either, I've seen, you can upgrade your lowest talent to legendary for a specific price, or upgrade 2, I think it was 2 random talents once or twice or something like that. So that is now basically still in the game, but it's at the Sandman in a different kind of way. Yeah, now the Grimoire has changed. Now you don't have the ones that I've listed anymore. Now you have offers are still scaled with the difficulty of the Grimoire, green, orange, or red. You either get Health Chapter, which is plus X Vitality. X is then, you know, if it's green, it's the lowest. If it's orange, it's higher. If it's red, it's higher. You can get War Chapter, plus X damage. You can get Protection Chapter, plus X armor. Luck Chapter, plus X crit chance. Anatomy Chapter, which is crit damage. Astronomy Chapter is rerolls. And Dream Chapter is dream shards. Again, the higher the Grimoire, the difficulty of the Grimoire, the more you get, obviously. The more damage or armor or crit chance you get. And obviously you can also use your rerolls here. So if you get like Health Chapter, War Chapter, and Protection Chapter, but you play with Scarlet and you want to go for crit, you can reroll and then maybe get Luck Chapter or Anatomy Chapter. Another change from the community that has been added is Dream Crystals, or an adjustment to Dream Crystals. Yeah, that one. Small and medium Dream Crystals found in between camps and activities now drop more Dream Shards to increase their attractiveness. What I've seen, Zephyr plays, shout out here. Guy plays Ravenswatch on the daily and uploads on the daily. He plays on Nightmare, and what he does is, if you see like just enemies roaming about, he doesn't attack them because there's no value. You don't get anything from them, basically. He just gets from point of interest to point of interest. This is basically how you play the game, because At a point of interest, you either get a big dream shard, you get the watch division tower, you get the treasure chest, whatever. Killing enemies in between those point of interests, or camps or activities as they mentioned it, doesn't make sense. Because yeah, there might be a dream shard, but it's not valuable. I still do this, and I just realized that, yeah, now the dream shards that you get in between camps is insane. You can get a lot of fucking money just from killing enemies that are in between camps. If there is a dream shard, if it's a big one specifically, also the little ones have been increased. They have like more than they had before. So now when you see a big dream shard just in the middle of nowhere and there are a couple of enemies nearby, definitely kill them, because goddamn, this shit ramps up majorly. Like, it's insane. Also, enemies have been changed. Gnolls, the ones that from the beginning, I think, from the first biome. Shielded gnolls. Oh no, wait, that's from the Storm Island ones. Yeah, the ones with the shield. Shielded gnolls now probably deal extra damage when corrupted or under a strength effect. You have mini boss stagger in multiplay only. Increased the stagger bar on mini bosses so they are not so easy to stun and a bit more resistant. No changes in solo. Okay. Status has been changed. Negative statuses on enemies are now displayed above their health bars. Chilled, weakened, ignited, bleed. Yep. And enraged. The enraged effect on Master Nightmare is now displayed on their health bar. Yeah, it's like a little flame ability, basically. Basically, the enrage is for the first boss. Once you down him once and he comes back to life, that's when he's basically enraged, when he gets like buffed, basically. When the frequency of the needles that he shoots is faster and stuff like that. Some bugs have been fixed. Yeah, I don't think we have to chain or look over that, it seems. Yeah, I don't think we have to check on that, because it's not really game, like not really viable to us, I would say. So now we can take a look at the roadmap, the new roadmap. So the last one coming in early access here. Coming up next, we have obviously from the launch on early access, which was April 6th, 1 year ago actually, yeah, up until April 22nd, Fall of Avalon, with a new chapter and custom modes. Now, the next thing that is on the line is Launch 1.0, my dear friends, which is coming in the third quarter of 2024. So not in the near future, basically. The last early access update, Launch 1.0, we get the end game. Defeat the final boss. I thought that was Avalon. That was the final boss. Apparently not. All right. A new hero joins the Ravenswatch. Okay. And way more. So one of these videos might be coming up then. If you didn't know, there was a little contest in the Discord where people, it was like build your hero or something like that, where people could send in their ideas for characters that, you know, can join the Ravenswatch, obviously. Some people also drew their hero. However, there was like, you know, pick a trait, power, special, stuff like that. There have been tons of shit that has been sent in, and they specifically said that people shouldn't expect that. Obviously, that not every single one is gonna be like come into the game, or that anyone would come into the game, but they obviously would take a look at the ideas that the community had, and maybe one of them, in one form or another, is gonna join the Ravenswatch. Maybe. The thing that I want from Ravenswatch in the future, especially for Launch 1.0, at a specific point, I would really love for them to open up the Steam Workshop, because we've seen it in Risk of Rain 2, if you've played that. The heroes, or they have a specific name, I think, in Risk of Rain, survivors, that people came up with, like heroes from, or champions from League and heroes from Dota 2, for instance. They just put them in the game, you know, adjusted the numbers and stuff like that, and have a go at it. There's a lot of talented people in the community, and when they get into the workshop, when they get access and they can actually make their own heroes, or their own, whatever you want to call them in Ravenswatch, they can add a lot of stuff. Like, they can add stuff, obviously, also, again, from League, from Dota, their own creations and stuff like that. That would be fucking insane. That's really what I want to see at a certain point, or at a specific point in Ravenswatch down the line. Because, yeah, every hero, obviously, that we have right now feels completely different, and everyone has its own viability. One is better than the others, you know, depending on the playstyle, obviously, and your preference. However, we only get one more. And the main gripe, I guess, that many people had were like, okay, there is the Headless Horseman. It was kind of expected that it wasn't a playable character, but, you know, it would have been nice, you know? But sadly, that wasn't the case. So for the last one, it's going to be interesting. There's still a lot of folklore stuff, obviously, that they haven't tapped into. And obviously, yeah, still a lot of stuff that people came up with, and they were like, okay, you know, Robin Hood. Speaking of that, two things that I actually want to see in Ravenswatch, hero-wise at least. I want to actually see Robin Hood, like a ranged one. I mean, we kind of have that already with Snow Queen and... well, just ranged Melusine and stuff like that. But, you know, like just like a archer, you know, because that's the kind of stuff that I like in fantasy. That, and also, oh yeah, like a monk, basically. I mean, we kind of have that with Sun Wukong. But literally just like, you know, he doesn't have a weapon or anything. He's just going with Tai Chi and, you know, hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that. It would be fucking sick. But yeah, aside from that, my friends, that is it for the update. As I mentioned, up until June, we're still going to be playing, or the videos that you're going to see from me, up until part 38 of Ravenswatch, they are all going to be, all videos from me are still going to be on the previous patch. So... actually, yeah, the third quarter in 2024. So maybe when that comes out, that's when you're going to see parts of me playing The Fall of Avalon. However, there are going to be some streams from yours truly. They're going to be coming soon. And I'm going to be playing, obviously, The Fall of Avalon update, so I can show you basically all of the different things. And that's also going to be uploaded to YouTube in a specific video that is not part of the Ravenswatch playthrough, just to show you that, you know, I'm aware of it. That's also what where this video comes into play. I know that the update is there, but you know, my videos are just recorded in advance, so that's a problem. But yeah, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this little deep dive into the Fall of Avalon update version, Ravenswatch version 0.17.00. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely be on the lookout for future streams from yours truly. Mostly I stream No Rest for the Wicked because I'm addicted to the game. But also, again, as I mentioned, Ravenswatch is going to be a quintessential part of my streaming schedule. I don't stream regularly, but yeah. And obviously, it's going to also be coming up on YouTube whenever I stream. However, my friends, hope you enjoyed this little deep dive video into the patch. And I hope to see you in the next one.